What is going on, everybody? It's Nothing But Skills, and in today's video we're going to be talking about the patch notes. Yes, they were released for Warlords in New York, so we kind of know everything that's coming to Warlords in New York already, but this is just a brief overview of a lot of the changes coming to the talents. So while we watch some gameplay in the background, I'll be talking to you guys about the patch notes. We already know that there are 4 new open world name zones, right? We have 2 bridges, Battery Park, Civic Center, Financial District. We did find out what the 5 narrative main missions are called. We have the Tombs, Pathway Park, Wall Street, Stranded Tanker, and a mystery location. And then of course there are going to be 8 interlinked side missions: Police Headquarters, Cary Tunnel, Pier 26 JTF Shelter, City Hall, New York Federal Reserve, Castle Clinton, and then Doyer Street. So those are your 8 side missions. Those are our 5 name missions, and then our 4 open world name zones. They also get into the level 30 to 40 level progression, which you guys should already know. There's a new base of operation called Haven. They re-imaged New York factions, so we have Rikers and Cleaners. They're back, so a lot of you guys who played Division 1, I bet you guys are excited. Now there are some new archetypes for both Rikers and Cleaners. New elite variants of the Black Tusk have also been added to legendary missions. There are the 4 new skills we've already talked about: the Explosive Sticky Bomb, Incendiary Sticky Bomb, Tripwire Trap, and then a Decoy. And then of course, remember, Gear 2.0 is finally live. Now gear has been converted to only contain the following attributes: weapon damage, skill tier, armor. Those are the core attributes. And then for the regular attributes, we have weapon handling, critical hit chance, critical hit damage, headshot damage, skill repair, skill haste, armor regeneration, hazard protection, health, and then explosive resistance. And then of course, all brand bonuses have been reworked. For talents, there were a lot of talent changes. A lot of them changed for back. Remember, talents are going to be on backpacks, on chest pieces, and then of course you can have talents on the weapons. So backpack talents, we have combined arms. Shooting an enemy increases total skill damage by 25% for 3 seconds. We have energized. Using armor kits grants +1 skill tier for 15 seconds. If already at skill tier 6, grants overcharge. We have tech support. Skill kills increase total skill damage by 25% for 20 seconds. And then if it's perfectly tech support, 27 seconds. So it looks like a lot of the perfect talents just got additional seconds added onto them versus extra damage or extra percentage value. Calculated kills from cover reduce skill cooldowns by 10%. Shock and Awe, applying a status effect to an enemy increases total skill damage and repair by 20% for 20 seconds. We have perfect shock and Awe, 27 seconds. We also have Safeguard, while at full armor increases total skill repair by 100%. Overclock, you and allies within 7 meters of your deployed skills gain 25% reload speed and reduce active skill cooldowns by 0.2 seconds each second. There's also Bloodsuckers back, our fan favorite. Killing an enemy adds and refreshes a stack of 10% bonus armor for 10 seconds. The max stack is 10. Now this one doesn't have a PvP version, so I wonder if that version is good for PvE and PvP. Leadership, performing a cover grants 12% of your armor as bonus armor to you and your allies for 10 seconds. This is doubled in the end within 10 meters of an enemy. Cooldown 10 seconds. PvP, it's 8% of your armor. So this one has a PvP and PvE version. We have Protector. When your shield is damaged, you gain 5%, and all other allies gain 15% of your armor as bonus armor for 3 seconds. We have Vigilance, which you guys should all know. It got a little reworked. Increased total weapon damage by 25%. Taking damage disables this buff for 4 seconds. Now perfect Vigilance no longer gives you more damage, just reduces the buff, so it's only 3 seconds cooldown. Versatile, amplifies total weapon damage for 10 seconds when swapping between your primary and secondary weapons if they are different. So 35% to enemies within 15 meters for shotguns and SMGs, 35% to enemies further than 25 meters for rifles and marksman rifles, 10% to enemies between 15 to 25 meters for LMGs and assault rifles, and at most once per 5 seconds per weapon type. That's actually going to be a pretty cool talent to use. Opportunistic, enemies you hit with a shotgun or marksman rifle amplifies the damage they take by 10% from all sources for 5 seconds. Unstoppable Force, killing an enemy increases total weapon damage by 5% for 15 seconds. This stacks up to 5 times. so got a little rework. Companion, while you are within 5 meters of an ally or skill, total weapon damage is increased by 15%. Composure, while on cover, increases total weapon damage by 15%. Concussion, headshots increase total weapon damage by 10% for 1.5 seconds, 5 seconds with the marksman rifles. Headshots kills additionally increase total weapon damage by 15% for 10 seconds. For you guys who love status effects, Creeping Death, when you apply a status effect, it also applies to enemies within 5 meters of your target. Cooldown is 20 seconds. Wicked, applying a status effect, increases total weapon damage by 18% for 20 seconds. Perfectly Wicked, it increases the time to 27 seconds. Galvanized, applying a blind, ensnare, confuse, or shock to an enemy grants 40% of your armor as bonus armor to you and your allies within 20 meters of that enemy for 10 seconds. PvP, it's 20%. I like that talent. We have Clutches back. If you are below 15% armor, critical hits repair 3% of your missing armor. Kills allow you to repair up to 100% of your armor for 4 to 10 seconds based on your core attributes. Perfect Clutch if you are below 20% armor. So no more health regen with Clutch. Definitely been reworked. For chest talents, we have Tag Team. The last enemy you have damage with the skill is marked. Dealing weapon damage to that enemy consumes the mark and reduces active cooldowns by 4 seconds. Cooldown is 4 seconds. So kinetic momentum, when in combat, each skill generates a stack while active or not on cooldown. Stacks increase your total skill damage by 1% and total skill repair by 2%. Up to 15 stacks per skill. Lost when on cooldown. Skilled. Skill kills have a 25% chance to reduce skill cooldowns. If no skills were on cooldown, you instead gain a one-time buff that immediately refreshes a skill's cooldown when it goes on cooldown. Spotter amplifies total weapon damage, skill damage by 15% to pulse enemies. Explosive delivery, whenever you throw a skill 1.5 seconds after landing, it creates an explosive damage enemies within 5 meters. Damage scales with skill tiers dealing 25 to 100% damage of concussion grenades, at most once per skill. Empathic Resolve, repairing an ally, so that's healing them, right? Increases their total weapon damage and skill damage by 3 to 15% for 10 seconds, 1 to 7% if it's yourself. The effectiveness is increased by your skill tier. So remember, you have skill tier 1 all the way up to skill tier 6. Overwatch, after staying in cover for 10 seconds, increase your and all allies total weapon and skill damage by 12% as long as you remain in cover or in cover to cover move. Perfect Overwatch, 8 seconds. So Intimidate, while you have bonus armor, you amplifies the total weapon damage by 35% to enemies within 10 meters. Perfect Intimidate, 40%. So we have Unbreakable, when your armor is depleted, you repair 95% of your armor. The cooldown is 60 seconds. Perfectly Unbreakable is 100%, but the cooldown goes to 55 seconds. For PvP, it's 50% armor, 60% cooldown. Perfectly for PvP is 55%, 55 seconds. Vanguard, deploying a shield makes it invulnerable for 5 seconds, grants 45% of your armor as bonus armor to all other allies for 20 seconds. Cooldown is 25 seconds. Protected Reload grants 20% bonus armor, while reloading grants 0 to 18% of your armor as bonus armor to all other allies when they are reloading based on your defense core attributes. For PvP, it's 15% and then 0 to 12%. We have Glass Cannon. All damage you deal is amplified by 25%. All damage you take is amplified by 50%. Perfect Glass Cannon is 30%, but you take 60% damage. Gunslinger, when swapping weapons, it increases total weapon damage by 20% for 5 seconds. This buff is lost for 5 seconds if you swap while the buff is active. You have Focus, increased total weapon damage by 5% every second you are aiming while scoped in with 8 times or higher, up to 50%. And then Perfect Focus is 6% and then up to 60%. Braced, while on cover, weapon handling is increased by 45%. Perfect Brace is 50%. Spark, damaging enemies with skills, increases total weapon damage by 15% for 15 seconds. Perfect Spark is 20 seconds. Obliterate, critical hits increase total weapon damage by 1% for 15 seconds. And this stacks up to 15 times, so that means we could have 15% extra total damage. Now remember, all mods have been reworked. Gear mods now provide 1 attribute. Mask, chest, and backpack items can contain 1 mod slot. Generic gear mods have been removed from the game. Gear sets, all gear sets have been reworked. Exotics, all exotic items and weapons have been reworked. Skills, all skills have been rebalanced. Skill power has been removed. Skills now automatically scale with your skill tier because we have skill tier 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Skill mods now have no requirement to equip. Vendors, clan vendors, and Cassie Mendoza no longer sell items at maximum power and instead sell items with higher power range than just the regular vendors. Crafting bench now will scale with you once you get to level 40, so it's going to automatically scale up with. There's 8 new hunter encounters, 4 encounters in New York City, 4 encounters in Washington DC, and then we have Operation Dark Hours. Now we have a level 40 raid, which most of you guys know. The Dark Zone had a bunch of changes, which I'll put a list in the description, so if you guys want to check this out, there'll be a full link to this. What else do we have? We have bounties, invasion, progression, and the list just keeps going on, mainly of things that we've already talked about. So if you guys have any questions on any of these, please let me know in the comment section. I appreciate all the support. I'm excited to dive into it. I'll probably be hopping on PC in just a few, trying to catch some content for you guys, so I'll bring you guys some more videos on all of this. Let me know what you guys think about all these changes. If you guys have any questions, let me know in the comment section. I appreciate the support you guys have been showing me. But we're going to wrap it up here. I'll see you in the next one. Nothing but skills out.